Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Epic Saxx podcast. Joining me today is Mr. Piggy7,
Hello.
as well as Dante Dam 8, otherwise known as Dante, believe it or not.
What's going on, guys?
Alright, so today, a big thing on our minds as we are young college students and very interested in gaming, you know, whippersnappers and whatnot. Also, avid gamers, as you can see, Rocket League in the background.
I actually only drink game fuel.
Yeah. Fun fact,
big
Mr.
gamer,
Piggy7
guy.
actually a computer. It's great. Yeah. But anyway,
Put that up there.
so as for gamers, you know, games come out, you know, you always look what's coming up, but unfortunately, as summertime rolls around every year, it is by far the worst time of year, as nothing comes out. Really, the big things are E3, RTX, that kind of stuff goes on, and really just announcing the next almost fiscal or
Comic-Con.
calendar year of gamings with dates and stuff. So really, it's just really something that's on our mind right now, as currently dating this, it is July 26th, 2019, which is pretty lit. So, obviously, no games are coming out. Why do you guys think that is?
I think gaming companies target their releases to be in a time when people are more likely to play video games, and that's not the summer. Summer, it's nice out. People want to be outdoors. They spend less time playing video games, and as
Scary
such,
out there, man. I don't know.
well,
It's fucking
yeah,
like
I'm not saying
bears
that I
and
like
shit.
the real world, but like, as far as like sales go, it's the same reason why TV in the summer sucks. I mean, like SNL like isn't on right now. It's because they so people are doing other things on Saturday nights than staying at home and watching television. I think that's the biggest reason. I think it's a marketing ploy.
Dante?
I don't know. I'm honestly think it's mostly because most games come out October, November, mostly November. Honestly, when November comes around, we're getting close to holiday times, Black Friday shopping, Christmas, whatever anyone celebrates in December. I feel like they target for those release dates so they can feel like they can make the most profit, because little Timmy's gonna have the new Call of Duty, so he could go teabag some noobs, drink his Mountain Dew, eat Doritos.
Like me.
Like Tim and me. I don't know, I feel like mostly profit reasons. And probably a little piggyback on what Tim said. Summertime, no one wants to be inside playing video games most of the time. I know I don't. I'd rather be doing stuff with, like, outdoorsy shit, like going to the beach, other stuff, having
Didn't
fun.
you just buy a
mean,
Switch?
I think those are the same.
did
I think
buy-
those are the same. Those are the same reason, pretty much. It's just the flip side of it. It's like, why do all the games? It's the same question of, why do all the games come out in December? Why do no games come out in summer? It's the same reasoning of marketing and timing of what people want to do, and holiday season, Christmas gifts, all that good stuff.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think a big part of it as well is, in turn, like, I totally agree with both of you. Definitely the worst time of year, especially for really anything indoors, is in the summer. You look at stock markets, the worst time of year to buy and sell is summer, because not much is going on. It's kind of big vacation time as well, so you have your developers, you know, they're on vacation, they're with their families, enjoying the time outside as well. Also, it's a really good time. It's a really good time for companies to reassess themselves and, you know, kind of take. It's a real break period, because, you know, as gamers, we really do critique. We really do critique what they do. But at the end of the day, they're humans, and they also would like time off, I'm sure. And considering what they do, they probably don't get much.
Oh.
Wow.
True.
But yeah. So that being said, you know, you have your big titles released every year. Your NBA 2Ks, your Call of Duty, Battlefield bi-yearly, 2-3 years. A bunch of different titles like that, yearly. when do you guys feel you stop playing those current games? Because usually, I mean, people get bored of, especially more recently, it's like the 2Ks and the sports games a little more quicker because, you know, rosters got a day, season ends. Also, usually gameplay isn't as good anymore anyway. So, when do you guys typically stop playing that year's title?
I don't think I would say it's a year, honestly, but I don't buy those games every year. And I'll cite as an example, Battlefield. Like, I played Battlefield 1, I don't know, for years. Even past when it came out. But with Battlefield, like 5 or whatever coming out, it was like 5 years. That's a little bit different. But like Call of Duty is an example. I played Black Ops 3 a lot. I played it for probably a year and a half. And I didn't buy the next one because I didn't want it. So as such, I kind of kept playing the older model per se. Like, I'm not one of those people who buys the latest iPhone or whatever. I'm gonna keep my iPhone for maybe 2 years rather than sell it the instant the new one comes out. I think it's partially that as time goes on, I've found certain games to not bring to the table what I'm looking for, and as such, I drag out the ones that I do like. Like, maybe I only like 3 or 4 games that came out, and then I get sick of them, and then I'm like, oh, well, what the hell's going on? So, I think that plays into a role. But I guess if I had to give a yearly title, if I was somebody who bought yearly titles every year, I'd say probably by like May, I'd probably get sick of it.
Dante?
But I'm not that person.
For me, I don't know, depends on the game, honestly, and the quality of the game. Like, for example, the NBA 2Ks, the Maddens, we all played. Cam, you and I both played 2K.
I never played any sports games, so I'm removing myself from that. But
we say every year we'll probably end up taking a break from whatever sports game that's coming out this year. For example, 2K. We said, oh hey, we're not gonna get it, but we somehow end up getting it at some point because I don't know. We just end up usually getting it.
Well, the thing with that though too, we bought those games as sales came out. We didn't buy them on
the day they came out, or like opening week.
Especially 2K. There was a time on the PlayStation Store that you could buy NBA 2K for like $2.
Anyways, like I was saying, it usually takes a couple months for me because, like, obviously these games come out yearly. But with 2K, for example, not much usually changes with the title besides roster. So-and-so goes here, so-and-so goes there. This happens, and then, oh hey, we updated the soundtrack. Cool. Go buy it. It's like, nothing's really changed. I get bored of. I played 2K for my career option. I like creating my own guy, having my own little career in the NBA. Other than that, I get bored of the game. Like, I'll play the game for like a month or two, and then I'll want to take a break from the title because it's just the same thing, and not much has changed.
And what's interesting about that is, you know, Tim and I right now we're playing Rocket League. This game came out in what, 2015, 2016?
Well, this game came out because we didn't even purchase this game. We got this game for free when it like first came out, and it was free on the PlayStation Store. And then it kind of blew up and became popular.
Yeah, but it's weird because, you know, Fortnite's died off, you know, since it's big, you know, coming out. But why do these yearly? But it seems like these yearly titles, they die off quicker, and it's interesting because it's not like you could. I mean, the average person could say, well, Call of Duty, because some people do prefer Call of Duty to Battlefield. That is still a thing, but Battlefield comes out way later. It's a typical Battlefield game has a 2 to 3 year lifespan, whereas Call of Duty has about 1 year. but there are some people who still believe that the 1-year title is still better than the 3-year title. Why do people get bored of that rather than the Battlefield?
I would say, as I've grown older, I don't buy games based off title. I don't buy games based off, oh, it's this year's Call of Duty, I have to buy this year's Call of Duty. So thanks. That's good. I got blown up. Apparently. Anyways, I purchase games based off, is it good? Is the latest Call of Duty a good Call of Duty? Then, alright, I'll buy it. Maybe I'm interested in it. Is this year's Battlefield good? Alright, I'll buy it. And then you get these other games like Rocket League, which are kind of like standalone, where I'll play them. And I honestly think it comes down to these companies when they make these one-cycle games, is they make them just to be that, a one-cycle game. It's intended to last you until the next one. They put as much time and effort into it as will give you enough entertainment for approximately a year, and just in time for you to buy a new one.
That's another thing that bothers me as well. You know, with these sports games and you know Call of Duty as well. A lot of times, we feel as though these companies release their games unfinished, and
yeah,
through updates they then complete the game. And it's adding new content, but that content they're adding should have been there in the first place, which I think in general they want people to get bored of their game at a certain point, so they'd come back for new stuff.
I mean, yeah, they want your money again. If everyone came out with a game that lasted 7 years, wow, god damn it.
Yeah.
Then you wouldn't. They don't want you to play the same game for 7 years.
Oh, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying more of like a singular game. Like, for instance, Red Dead Redemption. Great game. Red Dead Redemption 2, forgive me. Pretty good game, you know, solid, great story.
Yeah, we're throwing it back, we're talking about Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. But online didn't come out right away. And then when it did, it wasn't complete. And even now, the game's been out for quite a while, and it's still not a complete product. Or GTA. Day one, GTA Online was promised. It wasn't, but you know that's understandable. You know, it's huge. But
it was there day one, but it corrupted everyone's data.
Yeah, but heists were promised, and they didn't come out till 2 years later.
I think Rockstar gets a little bit of a pass on a lot of that stuff because they build such an in-depth game. There's a level of input there that is surpassing really most any other game. And as such, I get it's difficult to roll things out. And then they give free updates. I don't feel like theirs is so much more as a marketing campaign. It's like it's just difficult for them to do it right. I mean, I get that they shouldn't necessarily just be okay with putting out subpar products, but like it's hard. That's a tough thing to roll out because they're highly anticipated, and the networking issues online is a hard thing to tackle. And with the complexity built into their games, I can see how they would have such a hard time. And then with their lack of, I don't know, let's say like DLC to buy, where does it feel like they've locked off parts of the game, I think that they do good for what they have.
Dante?
I don't know. Probably depends on. I don't know. I forgot. Yeah, I know. I'm losing my train of thought here. I don't know. Personally, I think it's like, oh hey, back to the unfinished games. Like we had Red Dead 2 multiplayer, took a while, came out a couple weeks later, and then we haven't gotten really much of an update. We haven't gotten many updates since it's been released. And we also had Battlefield, for example, Battlefield 5, where they which came out in November, and they were like, oh hey, we're gonna have whatever the hell they call their Battle Royale mode, but that didn't come till months later. but people are still, to this day, we're in end July, the game came out back in November, people are still saying it's an unfinished game. I personally think it's mostly because the companies like EA, Rockstar, they want to push the games out so they can make the profit as quickly as possible, and then they try to make up for it by releasing the stuff later on in the game's life cycle.
Something. Now that you're done with your point, there's a guy on the other team called Phone in Fridge, and I thought that was kind of funny.
There is. There it is on the screen. Phone in fridge.
Phone in Fridge. There was another one that was Brack Roshi, and I also thought that was kind of funny. A little racist, but kind of funny.
No. Now shifting gears. Get it? Rocket League gears, cars.
Balls.
I am just messing this up right now. Shifting gears into the next segment. So again, like I mentioned earlier, you know, Dante and I bought 2K. You know, we bought it more towards winter. But there was a time when 2K was $2, and currently there's a summer sale going on PlayStation. So these summer sales, this is a great time to get all pretty much last year's games for a fraction of what they would pay for them.
Prices.
Yeah. So, oh wow, good save. So, would it make sense now theoretically if you're just a casual gamer, like you play maybe when you have free time, maybe I don't know, 2 months out of the year total you have days off, if that. Would it make more sense to just buy the game in the summer, just wait an entire year and then just be a year behind?
I mean, I could see that being a valid argument, saving money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Also the possibility. I also look at it. Sorry, you can go.
I don't know. I just think it depends what you want to do with your friends and when, how excited you are for it. Like I don't. It's very rare that I buy a game on release anymore. It's very rare that I'm that excited about a game, because honestly, they all come out broken, or it's something that I'm like, I mean, I could buy that, but like, do I really want it? Maybe not. Like, it's something that's, yeah, I'm interested in it, but like, I can wait for a sale. I think the last game that I really was like, oh my god, I need this day one or something like that was Mario Maker 2.
Well, that was pretty recent.
Yeah, that was pretty recent, but before that, it really wasn't recent at all. I know that's recent, but I'm saying like that was a new feeling, or a resurging feeling that I hadn't had in a long time. Mm-hmm. And I think that's grown over time. I don't pre-order games anymore. I don't get things on launch.
Dante, when's the last time you were excited for a game, and what game was it, if you can remember?
Let's see.
I'm talking day one release.
Probably Red Dead 2, honestly.
Red Dead 2? Okay.
I remember back in March, I was having to be at my local GameStop, and I was talking to him about the game because news was starting to buzz about it. And I'm like, because they talked about it, they're like, it's releasing this year, blah, 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 a certain time. I talked to the guy, and I'm like, I remember asking the employee at GameStop, he's like, oh, is Red Dead 2 available for pre-order yet? And he goes, it is, and I put $5 on the game to pre-order it because I was excited for it. I'm a fan of what Rockstar has mostly put out, like Red Dead. I was a fan of the original Red Dead. I loved it. Bully is another game I loved. When Red Dead 2 I had the option to pre-order it back in March of last year. I'm like, screw it. I loved most of their work that they put out, so why not? I was excited for it. I remember I actually went to the release for that game too, and I was gonna skip class that day so I could play Red Dead all day, but I was talking not to actually going to class that day, sadly.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird year as well because Red Dead 2 highly anticipated game came out. I also will say I got excited for that. Typically every year I'm a pretty big FIFA player and I get excited for that every year. But I notice myself every year I buy the game even later and later, especially as gameplay hasn't been really updated. And yeah, I mean it's a game about soccer, so it can only be so updated.
Up ball chasing, please.
We're doing fine, man. We're chilling.
Yeah, but like there was like I had it in the goal like times there, but you were behind me, so you couldn't score it.
Anyway. Alright, well that was just stupid of you, Tim.
Why, hitting the guy?
Well, you hit the ball. On my screen, hit the ball. But then again, my
Alright, back
internet's
to
off.
FIFA.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
arguing about
FIFA.
another
So,
soccer game.
also, I'm not a big Ultimate Team player. So, as a pretty big career mode fan and stuff like that, the game hasn't really been updated. So, I noticed myself not buying the game as much, and it makes sense for them not allocate as much time, because really they kind of take a time off and they only have like a 7 to 8 month schedule to get ready for the next game, and when that happens, it would make sense they would put all their time and money into pack openings and stuff like that. Without they could get your money again and again. It makes sense, but I noticed myself not wanting to play those games as much anymore. Anyone else care to comment?
I don't know. I don't really play sports games, so I can't really speak much to it.
I feel like I can personally agree with Cam on sports-wise, because obviously you said you find yourself buying the sports title later and later each year. I've been finding myself past couple years doing the same thing. I haven't been excited about 2K past 2 years. To me, I get bored of 2K really easy, honestly. To me, I find it repetitive just playing I'm someone who can't just sit there all day and play my career mode all day. I'm like, I have to do something else, either a different mode in the game, if play online if my friends are online, or go to a different game, because I just get fucking bored of it time after time, just playing the same thing over and over again. That's where I find myself buying sports games less and less.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time for gaming. So, Tim and I are playing Rocket League right now. What games are you guys?
Those kids.
Yeah, those kids. What games do you guys typically play around this time? Do you typically play the titles that were released? Do you go back to older games? Do you switch consoles? Do you buy something new? Where do you really go from this point?
I would say I play either games that are released and then updated over time. So games like League, games like Overwatch, games like Rocket League, where they were released once and then they get updates. Or old titles that I feel nostalgic about. So I would say it's those ones that aren't so much on like a birth-death cycle. More so, hey, this game came out. Oh, you beat all the content? Here's some new stuff, and preferably for free. And so games like that,
Destiny,
like League of Legends, or they cost money, so it's a little bit different. But in that vein, so League, Overwatch, they're both that way. They come out with new stuff all the time. It's kind of an evolving thing. And I think I revert to those games.
I'm kind of all over the place with this question. I don't know, mostly like this time of year, I'm playing whatever games me and my friends feel like playing. For instance, we've been playing four of us, minus Cody, who's not here right now, and playing GTA, trying to do the Mastermind heist. Even though we've been failing miserably at it, we still go back and play that. GTA. Yeah, choo-choo.
Motherfucker, come on, motherfucker, come on.
GTA 5 is a couple years old now. Came out when we were all in high school, freshman, sophomore year. We still
but like,
here
it's
we
still
are.
evolving.
Yeah, here we are. Yes, like you
Casino
said,
just
it's
came
still
out this
evolving.
week.
Yeah, Casino update came out this week. Rockstar keeps coming out with new material to keep the game fresh, to keep the game new. Also, I'm mostly on top of going back to old titles. Like, I don't know, I find myself playing games like old games like besides GTA, like Rainbow Six Siege. I find that game fun. I play that with some of my other friends time to time. Dead by Daylight, a couple years old. We still play that every now and then. I also obviously I bought my Nintendo Switch not too long ago, last like month or so. I was thinking about getting one for a while. I was like, why not? Perfect time of year for it. There's nothing really going on PlayStation. So I thought it was a perfect opportunity to get a Nintendo Switch. Something I wanted for a while. Had the extra cash for it. I went ahead and got it.
Yeah, well, you guys know what I've been playing. Well, mainly, I actually have been switching over to Steam a little bit. I've been playing Civilization 6. There was a Steam sale. I believe it's a gold edition, or I forget the title. It was like 120, 130 bucks, but there was like a huge sale, and I got it for 30. It was the base game plus like one of the expansions.
7 or 8 DLCs plus expansions. It's only missing one expansion.
Yeah, Tim got it as well.
I forget which one it is.
It's missing the disaster one. That's the better one, by the way. I may be investing in that at some point. Anyway,
Yeah, that's what everyone's told me.
so Tim and I bought that as well, as we're kind of into PC. Play League sometimes, not often. More so Tim than I, as I'm not even into ranked play. So that's a little I play.
Okay. Okay. I think I'm silver, maybe bronze. Not great.
Well, that's fine. It's fine.
Busy boy.
Yeah, but the point is, there are those games that we go back to, and I actually have been playing the Assassin's Creed Ezio collection. I've been going through that again and having a great time. Those games came out in mid-2000s, so... But they're great. They're remastered on the PS4. It's just fantastic. Ooh, that sucks.
I didn't know you're behind me.
Okay. Yeah, are there any other titles you may look at picking up now that... Oh, that sucks. That these summer sales are going on? Have you guys looked at all and really perused around the store?
No.
Nothing really. Looking at what PlayStation had offered, nothing I would really consider spending money on. It's like I talked about, obviously buying one of the Lego games that they have in the store. I always enjoyed those games. They're fun to hang out with, just screw around with. But I would find myself completing the game like in a short time period, where at this point where I would get bored again. So nothing really.
I think those games are fun to 100%, but
Yeah. If you're like a perfectionist, and you like to 100% it's fun, but is it really worth it?
It adds a little bit more value.
Because
I think I think it's fun to do that.
Yeah.
Those games are designed for it.
yeah, by that like a short period of time you're bored again. So I don't know. I'll probably personally I'll probably be more focused on some Nintendo Switch games right now.
True.
So-
I too am probably most excited for Nintendo Switch games that are scheduled that I saw at the Nintendo Direct.
How about Nintendo too? The two big consoles are, there always has been Xbox and PlayStation, but Nintendo always consistent. It's very hard to see a really bad title they release.
Always consistent. The Wii U is pretty trash.
Yeah, that's.
But they've been in the game for a long time.
They have been.
Yeah,
and
No, I feel like they obviously
Shit.
know whatever their
Fuck,
game
that's on
plan
me.
seems to be working for them. Because obviously, big games this time of year for I don't know, games like for Sony and Xbox that come out in November. Those games obviously still in development. They're getting finished. Well, I feel like Nintendo's taking opportunities. Like, hey, you guys aren't releasing anything right now, so we're gonna take the opportunity to release games so we can keep our fan base happy.
Are they actually releasing stuff? I actually don't know what's scheduled for the summer for Nintendo.
I I would say they're releasing stuff right now,
I
but they're
remember,
like they got a lot of stuff in the works.
yeah, Fire Emblem came out the other day. I believe
Fire Emblem
last-
just came out today. I went
Yeah.
down and went and bought it with me. Yeah, they got Luigi's Mansion coming up this fall. They got
Pokemon Sword and Shield.
That was delayed.
Pokemon Sword and Shield. The a remastered version of Link's Awakening.
Possibly might be getting that, or who knows, maybe. A lot of Switch games I'm personally looking forward right now are games that been out already, like Super Smash Bros. And stuff like that. Obviously, because I actually just got my Switch recently, so I want to get like the titles that I know are fun for that system. But obviously, I'm still looking forward to games like Luigi's Mansion, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
And obviously, there's a bunch of games coming out next year too. Mario and Sonic Olympic Games, for example, possibly maybe getting that.
That's a big one.
Definitely. You know, those every 4 years, or sometimes every 2, because they do a Winter Olympics every sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, they do a Winter one. That's like the.
It's a party game.
Yeah.
That's really what Nintendo specializes in, though.
Nintendo's good at.
And those are the type of games I like to play too, are like the party games, like games you just that are made for having a group of friends over, just hanging out, having a good time playing some video games.
Tim, I'm gonna blame you on that one.
Alright, fair, but the other two I wouldn't say were my fault.
Okay. Yeah, definitely, but you know, and that's really going against the grain, because PlayStation and Xbox, they really hone in on the online play, and Nintendo still does have online play with most of their games, and it's
well,
awesome.
Not. I wouldn't say it's awesome. It does not work very well.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of trash, to be honest. At least in what I've seen, I mean, Mario Maker, it lags bad.
Wow.
And then in Smash Bros, it doesn't lag as bad, but it's still not great. Like, there's definitely room for improvement on Nintendo's end, and you can't join parties and talk to people.
Well, okay, but one thing going against the grain, Xbox and PlayStation both really honed in on the internet and playing with anybody, anytime, anywhere around the world. Nintendo holds true to their live in the moment, play with the people around you, play with your real friends, and I really do appreciate that as a company that they're still holding to their who they are, and I really appreciate that. So moving on, are there any what titles are you looking forward to next? You know, E3's long gone. A few other games have been announced. You know, really the rest of this year has kind of been announced. What titles are you guys really looking forward to outside of Nintendo? We talked about Luigi's Mansion and stuff like that, but going into the PlayStation, Steam, other online games, Xbox, what are you guys looking forward to?
Destiny 2 being free. I'm being 100% honest.
So you have? Don't you have Destiny?
2. I have Destiny 1, not Destiny 2.
Oh, I thought you about Destiny 2.
No, I did not. I played the beta, didn't really like it.
I'm not really sure what I'm excited for. I still have my eye on Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but gameplay hasn't really been looking too bright for that game so far, so I don't know.
Yeah, really, but you know, I really want to ask this question because this is the first time in a while that there really hasn't been like an eye-catching game for me. Usually there's at least something, but even like the FIFAs, the two, I'm not even excited for those anymore. And I wonder if I'm just getting older, but I am. But like, is it also just, you know, am I growing out of video games? Has the quality of gaming actually dropped, or have we as a society moved to such a state that nothing is going to really please us, and we're always looking for the next thing that we don't really enjoy things in the moment as much?
I don't think it's
Wait, what's that star?
decided.
What is that star? You see
Oh,
that?
it means he's platinum.
Oh,
That's his
what
rank.
what a prick.
He's a plat 1 player.
Anyways, I mean, we still did alright.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, no, I don't think it's that in-depth. I think it's more so that I don't have as much time to do a lot of video games as I once did, and I'm not as easily fooled by gaming companies, and I'm also a little bit more stingy with my money, because I have to work for it now. So I think all those things combined, I'm much more reserved in my purchases, because I have to figure out, alright, if I buy this, am I actually going to play it? And, oftentimes I don't know. Also, we just played these kids like a little bit earlier. This is the Brack Roshi. We beat them earlier, so.
Yep. Well, let's not lose this time. But yeah, another thing for me, because I am going abroad for a semester in the spring, I'm also kind of not really into buying new games because, you know, there's a full, like, 4 months of those games of their lifespan that I'm not going to be able to enjoy because I'm not taking my PlayStation abroad because fuck that. So
That'd be a little whack.
so really it's just a weird year for me in general. But you know, and Tim, you don't really, you go to a school kind of far away from
True,
your house. So Dante, really, you said there's nothing really you're looking forward to either, other than like your Nintendo Switch games that have already come out?
No. Been slowly checking out the movie, but that's something I'm probably pass on. Obviously, they're making a big buzz about that right now because it's supposedly a whole new style for Call of Duty. They're supposedly
Call of
redoing
Duty
the game.
saying it's reinventing itself
Yeah.
and then lying?
Yeah, we all know how that ended up with the fucking Buster Packs and all that bullshit.
It's a whole new game! We promised! We swear it
Yeah,
doesn't
we
run on
promised.
Frostbite 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those Black Ops 2 servers or Black Ops 1 servers that we said we shut down, I promise it doesn't run on those. We swear. Pinky promise. Thanks, Activision.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the moment, I can't really say.
I didn't expect them to hit it.
I don't know. At the moment, I can't really say anything has my attention right now. But I'm sure maybe in a couple months I might change. I was obviously in our group chat. Yes, I was asking you guys if you were getting Madden because I thought the career mode looked interesting. Because I don't buy Madden every year. It's been a couple years since I bought a Madden game. This title this year just happens to catch my attention, so we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, and your big thing was the whole you're excited for the new game mode of creating a quarterback and then going through and doing some type of career progression. But really, like, that doesn't excite me because as someone who's an NBA 2K fan, they focus more so on the presentation rather than, oh, I'm so bad, than the actual gameplay or the servers or other stuff. So that scares me for the direction that company's going in terms of that game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something new, and I think it's eye-catching. I definitely I've seen some gameplay of it. It looks pretty interesting, but you know, looking outside of that, the mechanics of the game look very similar. And again, just football. But
yeah,
you know, there's not really anything new or exciting for me. They didn't revamp their career mode again, and they've been calling out for that because EA is focused on their all their Ultimate Team, which makes sense because again, you can get money. But really, there's a whole other section of their fan base that they're not hitting, and I think the game is suffering. Not suffering because people are just gonna keep buying. It doesn't matter. So go
honestly,
them.
I feel like,
Just why I try not to be a blind consumer.
Yeah.
Because I'm mostly, like, obviously nowadays, I'm not, like Tim said earlier, I'm not buying as many games because we have our own responsibilities, somehow being adults now. We have our own worries, like gas for a car, food, money for food, other stuff when we're way at
Putting food on the table.
when we're at school and other like necessities we need to save money for. Nowadays, I look at games. It's like, all right, am I gonna enjoy this game? Are my friends getting this game? Am I gonna have fun with my friends with this game? Those are like questions I ask myself. We like nowadays as I'm like pondering about getting the game or not.
Pondering like Aristotle.
Pondering with Dante.
That's a whole nother topic for podcast for another day.
Wait for it.
That's what she said.
I am.
Do you guys have anything other regarding this gaming drought this time of year that you want to talk about?
I don't know. I think it comes down to a lot of different things going on, and I don't know. I just don't get as excited as I used to about new games.
Now, do you think that's an age thing, a society thing,
I think it's an age thing.
a frugality thing? Frugal? I know frugal. Is it frugality? Becoming more frugal with your money?
Gotta be boozy.
Ooh.
Damn it.
I feel like more of an age thing. It's like back to, oh hey, we're busy with our lives now. We're away at school. Not all of us bring our consoles with us when we go to school, and we probably don't see a point in buying a game because no one's around to play it with, or we're busy with other school-related things that we rather worry about so we could actually do good.
Do gooder.
Yep, gotta get
Got
that.
to do gooder.
Gotta get those C's to get those degrees.
Gotta get that. Gotta get that.
Tim, we're not trying to get copyrighted here.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
About.
It's alright, the Black Eyed Peas aren't a thing anymore anyway, so.
No.
I think they probably would claim copyright strikes.
Well,
Yeah, they're not a thing anymore. They gotta get money.
now, so. Yeah, that's the only way of making money.
I guess
now.
they still own the rights to the song. Whatever happened to Will? Alright, I got a question. Alright, everyone can name Will I Am and Fergie,
Off
right?
topic.
Can
Of
you
course.
name the other two? Who gives a shit? Let's talk about something else to say about that other thing. I got a bone to pick with them. What? Who are they?
Dante, you wanna look up the other two?
No.
It was
Is it CeeLo Green?
I think
Was he in
Absolutely not. Not CeeLo Green.
No, it was like some dude that looked like the caveman from Geico and some other dude from Mohawk.
Yeah, somebody with a mohawk. All right. Well, great.
I'm looking
That could
it- I'm
also
currently
be
looking
that
it
could be Party Rock or whatever.
No.
All right,
It's not on
narrows it down to
FAO.
all the edgy 12-year-olds out there.
They all just unclick on our podcast.
Yeah, who's gonna watch this? It's gonna be us, Cody, and maybe Sylvia.
Alright. We got Fergie, Will I Am,
Got it.
obviously the main two. We have Taboo,
To who?
Oh, my favorite
Taboo.
person, Taboo. Also my favorite board game.
Also, my
And
favorite
after
porn
the app.
search. I mean, what?
God
so
damn it.
those were the main four, obviously, of the group. We were
All right.
obviously
Where the hell are they now? And Fergie tried to go solo, and she sounded worse than Hannah Montana after her shit. But what's up? Will I Am's gone.
Like
Like, he,
Oh, sorry.
I have no clue. Supposedly one of them went to Acton.
Acton, Massachusetts?
Acton. Like in movies.
Oh, acting. I was
Oh.
like, what?
I'm just quick looking.
Acting.
Yeah.
Dante
One was
used
in a
his
couple-
slang there.
Yeah, I was probably mumbling, but anyways, one of them went to Acton,
What are we doing?
and then I don't know what the fuck it looks like the other one's just making music on his own now.
Good for them.
Who's the other one? The other taboo,
Taboo.
guy or whatever?
Taboo's that supposed actor.
Oh, lag.
Where's Fergie and Will I Am?
Well, I am.
Will.i.am makes music. He did the Creed 2 soundtrack.
Oh, really? Oh, so he's like a music producer for like.
I think yeah, I was about to say he's more in the producer now. And Fergie, she had one song that came, like, I'm pretty sure she came out with an album not too long ago, and
She did?
Wow.
I think so.
That really-
she came out with some kind of song.
Really wowed the crowds. Then obviously,
Yeah.
I think I've never heard it. Must have been a real jaw dropper.
Yeah, I think it was like called Milk Money or some shit. I always change the
That's
station.
that's not that.
Yeah.
That's not that new. That's like
Yeah.
10 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
Got
this
that-
lag.
I got that MILF money.
Alright, so we getting back on topic here. So I was talking about a washed up
This is
band.
a great topic.
Well,
What do you mean?
Uh,
Where do
alright.
stars go to die? Do they go to the elephant graveyard? Ooh,
Okay.
hit me with that Lion King reference.
Okay. Anyway, so do we wanna talk about what we're gonna talk about next time? You wanna kind of stamp what we want to do, or do you wanna?
Will we find out what Fergie's new song is?
Yeah, get out of here.
Will Dante learn how to pronounce the word acting? Will Tim and Gam win another game in Rocket League? Find out all those topics and more on next week's podcast of
Next week?
Dragon Ball Z.
Next week? You want next week?
in 2 hours from now. We record another one.
We could probably do. I mean, you guys gonna be free next week? Cause we could do one. I don't really give a shit.
Hey, people who are maybe listening to this, when are you free? When do you want to hear? Write letters.
What are you doing? What
This
porn are you
podcast
watching?
is brought to you in part by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Okay. So, do we want to talk about what we're gonna talk about next time, or do you just want to let that up for the future?
We have. I
Let's
say
build
say
up
that for
suspense.
next time.
Okay.
Keep the viewers or listeners wanting more.
You know we're gonna like
Dante,
listen to it
say it a
once and
little
then never hear it
sexier,
again,
Dante.
right?
Dante, say that a little more.
Can we do it ASMR?
Absolutely. I think everyone will tune back in for an ASMR. All right, you heard it here first,
Can we get
folks. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation ASMR next week, same time, same place. Stay classy, San Diego.
All right. Any last words, Dante?
Later.
You get last word.
Hi. I don't know.
Yeah,
All right.
Son of a
yeah.
bitch.
All right. Let's
Say
just.
something.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well. I'm gonna leave you with a famous quote. If you
He's
ain't
nuts.
first, you're last, Ricky Bobby.